Right guys and girls, Mark Crosswood here answering your questions on my Ask Golf Guru channel. If you're not subscribed already, hit the subscribe button. You might think you're subscribed, but that's my other channel I've got too. You're on the second one, so most people don't know what channel they're on. This is answering questions sent from users, just trying to make golfers better by answering those questions, and YouTube can do what the hell it likes with its silly algorithm. This guy is asking, he's away for 8 weeks and he's home for 4 weeks, so he doesn't get to play as much. When he's back, he wants to be better because he obviously comes back really, really cold. So what can we do when he's off course? So for those of you who are closing for the winter, those of you who have rainy days, snowy days, whatever, where you just don't get a chance to play, what actually can you do to keep your golf going? First thing you could do is go and have one-to-one lessons. And then in those lessons leading up to you moving away, they will give you hopefully a plan of what needs to change for you to improve. So let's pretend one of them is that you want the club head to travel faster. Let's imagine it's me. I mean, if I had that amount of time away and was able to work on off-course things, I reckon I would shift the needle because I want to move faster. So that's me going unwarmed, flat out, 112 mile an hour club with a 162 ball speed. I want to touch 170 ball speed. At the moment, I'm maxing out at like 168 at the end of a session. So give me 8 weeks of working on my pathetically weak non-guns body that I could probably come back and hit 170. So you could use that if that, for me, that's how I would use it personally. Let's pretend it's not just improving your physique, because obviously that's not going to be the same. Not everyone's as pathetically weak as me. Let's pretend you go for a lesson and there's a grip change that you need to do. Off-course practice on grip changes is brilliant. Just picking any club up. It could be shortened down, get one chopped down and just moving it and swinging it around with your hands in the new improved position will mean when you come back after 8 weeks that you don't want to go back to the old. You would have drilled in this new feeling of this new grip if you're doing this off course enough. Whenever I used to do grip changes with students, I wanted them not to hit shots for weeks. Like off course training is the way that they would fix it, just literally shift the needle, but obviously it's boring, so we had to bleed it between hitting shots and not. Those ideas are great. If it's shifting a movement pattern, so let's say for me it's about trying to stretch on the way back and then not bend into this lead leg and turn hip. So whatever your movement pattern is, let's pretend it's a backswing position, or it's like me, it's an impact idea of trying to use the grounds differently. I mean, I do loads of things at home without a club where I'm just really trying to feel myself ripping into the ground with my feet and get the feeling of the torque values that I'm trying to increase. So from your lesson, get some movements that are dynamic so you can do them while you're moving, but without the club, to try and drill in different movement patterns. You'll be amazed the amount of good golfers who do loads of work off the course. They're constantly thinking, looking at themselves in the mirror at posture changes or shoulder position changes, impact fake positions without a club, you know, just trying to get the feeling, trying to build on ideas that they can take to the golf course. You've got to be realistic though. None of this is going to make you play. Nothing substitutes for playing. That's going to be the biggest thing. So you are going to go back and you're going to be probably a little rusty and a little worse. But you might be able to just calm down how bad you feel. You might be able to just shave off how big the drop off is and keep it level. There's certainly needle shifting movements in physique and movements of position. If that then in turn makes you a better player, again, that's hard until you take it to the course. But you could certainly shift movement patterns. If you've got room for putting, chipping, airflow balls, chipping and putting, brilliant. Just, you know, putting along a carpet every day, 5 minutes, 3 times a week, 5 minutes every day will help get a lesson obviously on all parts of your game, not just movement patterns, maybe putting as well as chipping, to see if there are things that you can do when you're away in a smaller space or whatever you are, not on a golf course, that will allow you to get on a golf course and think, oh look, I can move the putter that way, or I have changed my grip, or I can feel my chips where I let this lead hand go rather than hold on to it. So yeah, I think you've got a good opportunity there to shift the needle depending on what needle needs shifting, but you've got to get professional advice one-to-one to make sure that you're working on the right ideas, right movements to try and shift that needle. I mean, is the pay good? Do you need anyone to help? Because I could come 8 weeks of trying to get faster, not hitting balls, but moving my body. I would come back and be totally different. Let me know, maybe DM me if there's a job going that pays well. Thanks for the question.